In this video, we're going to be breaking down the leader of the Bounty Hunters Guild. It is, of course, Greef Karga. Hey guys, Rich from Rich Big Gaming. I hope everyone is doing fantastically well. Welcome to this, another Star Wars Shatterpoint video. And in this video, as I mentioned, we're going to be breaking down Greef Karga from Star Wars Shatterpoint, the leader of the Bounty Hunters, or the Bounty Hunters Guild, obviously appearing in Mandalorian Season 1. And this breakdown is going to be a little bit bittersweet. I have been a huge fan of Carl Weathers. Everything from seeing him as Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies to seeing him in Predator, but also I loved him. One of my favourite performances is actually in the Adam Sandler movie, where he's training him how to putt, and he just goes tap, tappity tap tap. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So it's a little bit bittersweet, and it's really sad that obviously Carl Weathers is no longer with us, and he isn't going to be part of the Star Wars universe moving forward. It's a real shame he isn't going to be able to reprise his role as Greef Karga in anything Mandalorian or otherwise. I don't think they recast him, but I think he did a really good job, and it was great to see him in there. So yeah, really like this character, and I really loved the man that played him. So with all that said and done, let's jump over and let's take a look at Greef Karga. Now, a couple of things. He is obviously a just scroll up to the other part of his card here. He is going to be a 3-point cost, and you can see he's got multiple eras that he'll be able to be played in as well, which is always really nice. And he is a secondary, so obviously because he's a secondary, he's not going to be bringing any force with him, at least not yet. We're still to see a secondary that does bring force, but who knows, maybe one day. But let's break down his card. So starting off then, he's going to be an 8-2. He's going to have the tags Mercenary and Scoundrel. We've already seen a couple of other tags that work well with them. Surprised he doesn't have the Bounty Hunter tag. I thought that would have been quite nice. I would have given him some really good synergy with Cad Bane, but he is just the Mercenary and the Scoundrel. And as I mentioned, he's 8-2 on his stamina and his durability there as well. So first up then, he has an active ability called Some of My Favourite People Are Bounty Hunters. This is going to cost 1 force, and it's each allied bounty hunter character within range 4 may recover and then may dash. A couple of things I like about this. First of all, being able to move other characters around is really good. This is very similar to Kalani's opening move that he gets, where all the droid, supporting characters within 4 get to dash. So it's a really nice way of being able to get lots of people up the board, which is really good. And it's got a recover on there as well. So because pin is such a pain, it means that you are able to get rid of that pin, and you can then dash, which I do like that. Also important to note that you have to do them in the order that it says. I really like that AMG are getting a little bit better with their use of the English language, because this is really straightforward. You may recover and then may dash, which is really nice indeed. So this is, looks like it's going to be a really strong opening move and a really strong, really strong active ability. Again, for a character that is only a 3-point character, it is worth keeping that in mind when we are going through the rest of his card. So he's got 1 reactive ability, which is going to be Close the Deal. Again, it's going to cost 1 force. When an opposing player chooses to activate a unit from reserve, this unit may use this ability. Choose an allied bounty hunter character. The chosen character may immediately dash, then may make a 5 dice attack targeting a character in the unit that was chosen to activate. This is obviously a little bit situational, but this is something that you combine this with things like Jango Fett's ability to do some chip damage there as well. This could be really, really brutal, really, really brutal. And the fact that it can be either of the characters that are in the unit is also really, really good. Also, I just want to know, actually, I just want to point out, going back to some of my favourite people, bounty hunters, each allied bounty hunter character within 4. So if you've got a support unit with 2 models in there, each of those characters in that unit, so 2 characters in total, 2 models, are going to be able to recover so huge amounts of value on support units that have multiple characters in there on that one. So just wanted to point that out. I like this. I like Close the Deal. It's reactive. It messes with your opponent. It stops the flow. It maybe means that you can get a cheeky little push off to push them away, so they maybe have to, they're maybe not on the point that they want to be on, so then they've got to get back onto it. All sorts of things. Or maybe even dish them out some special conditions as well, which could be really, really good. He's got 2 innate abilities. The first one is going to be there is one job. Before revealing the top card of the mission deck, choose an opposing player to reveal cards from the top of their order deck until a unit order card is revealed. Then the chosen player marks the corresponding unit with a priority objective token and shuffles their order deck. The first time an allied bounty hunter wounds the marked unit, move the struggle token 1 space toward your momentum tokens. Then remove the wounded unit priority objective token. I really like this. This is essentially, bounty hunting. This is what it is. So how does this work? Let's just break it down. So you've set up, you've done everything, but before revealing the mission deck, they reveal cards from the top of their order deck until a unit order card is revealed. Now, the reason that's in there is there are now cards that can be in the order deck that are not unit order cards. So if we look at the Ewoks, for example, they've got cards in there that might not be unit order cards, or it could be a Shatterpoint card, so that's not going to count. So if you pull an Ewok card, a special Ewok card, or you pull a Shatterpoint card, you then just draw another card, basically. And then whatever that card is, that is going to be the bounty. And then it does say the first time, so it has to be an allied bounty hunter character, and it has to be the first time that they are wounded. No, it doesn't have to be the first time they are wounded. It's just the first time an allied bounty hunter wounds that character. So even if they've taken 1 wound from a non-bounty hunter, and then a bounty hunter wounds them, you're basically going to get move the struggle token towards your momentum. This, I believe, is only the second instance of being able to move the struggle token that isn't the end of the round. Obviously, the other one being Anakin on his tactic ability. I really, really like this. Excuse me, again, it's really making your opponent have to think and play around. You hope that you get a support unit or something else like that that's really easy to take down. But yeah, really, really like this indeed. And then his second innate ability, Wolves at My Back. When determining control of an active objective that a character in this unit is contesting, if there is a tie, this unit's controlling player takes control of the objective. That is so good to have. There are so many situations where there are ties, where your opponent has 2 people on there, you've got 2 people on there, and you've just not quite been able to get the push or wound them. So you don't have that 2-to-1 advantage. Therefore, if it's a tie, it stays with them. With Greef Karga, he is going to break those ties. Guys, for a 3, I'm expecting, I haven't, by the way, looked at his combat tree. I'm not expecting his combat tree to do much. And the reason why is there is a lot of very, very good things on his card. And for a 3 cost, he's bringing a lot to the game right now. So let's go down and let's take a look at that stance card. So middleman, which is apt. Range 4, 5 attack, 5 defense, 6 melee, and 5 defense on there as well. His defensive tech is fine, you know, for a 3 points. You wouldn't expect any dice manipulation in there. So 1 expertise is 1 block, 2 expertise is 2 blocks. Anything over that, you're losing out. You're not getting anything extra on there. But some very, very interesting things on his card here. So Greef Karga's blasters, on 1 result, you're going to do a disarm. On 2 to 3, this is expertise, sorry. On 2 to 3, it's going to be a crit and a disarm. And on 4 expertise, it's a crit, a disarm, and an expose. That is crazy. Backroom negotiations, it's kind of the same, but with the reversal of the expose and the disarm. So on 1 in melee, is going to give out an expose. 2 to 3, it's going to be a crit and an expose. And then on 4+, crit, expose, disarm. The combat tree itself, very interesting. So on 1 success, it's going to be a damage and a pin. And then you move into being able to do one of 3 things. So you can either do a push, you can do a dash, or you can dish out a strain. The strain's going to do 2 damage, the other's doing 1. And I really, really like this. You know, on average, you know, unless you're going into a big primary character, but, you know, you usually expect to get a couple of results off. So being able to choose whether you want to double down on the damage with a strain, which at that point, by the way, if you do get the 4 expertise, you are dishing out all 4 conditions in a single attack, which is not to be sniffed at. Or if you need the dash to be able to move yourself, or indeed push them off the point with the shove, I really, really like this. Only 5 successes in total that he's going to be able to have, or his tree only has 5 steps in there. And again, his damage output, he's maximizing at 4, but that's really not, you know, not what, sorry, maximizing out of 5, but this is not what Greef is, right? Karga is, as it says here, he is the middleman. So he's got some really great move on there. He's got some recover actions on there as well. For a 3 cost, I think he could be up there with one of the best secondary units in the game. And I don't say that lightly. He is doing a lot, especially, I mean, you're not taking him without bounty hunters, but especially with bounty hunters, that is very, very good indeed. But guys, let me know, what do you think down in the comment section below? Give me 1 second. There we go. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'm really, really excited about getting my hands on these, getting them onto the tabletop and playing them. We still don't have the Mandalorian yet, so we don't have Din Djarin. We do have IG-11, who I know is a 5 cost, and we're going to be breaking him down in the next video that we do, that will probably come out tomorrow. So I'm really excited to see what a 5 cost does. A 5 cost support unit is crazy, but we'll see what he does. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you think he's looking good? I think he's looking exceptionally good, and could be, I'm not going to say game breaking by any stretch of the imagination, but is really, really going to bump up the viability of pure bounty hunters as a roster, which is what I want. I want to be able to take all of my bounty hunters, and I think Greef Karga really, really brings all of those together. He's almost like a leader into himself in terms of what he does. So really, really like him. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who's supporting us on Patreon. Thank you so much for your continued support. And if you want to support us, you can do so from as little as £1 a month. And we also have YouTube membership now open as well. So again, you can press the join button right down in this video, and join us and help support the channel in that way. But you don't need to do either of those to support us. You can do so just by liking, sharing, commenting and subscribing, the usual things. It all really does help. I want to give a big shout out to loyalist Games, the sponsor of the channel. There'll be an offer down in the description below as well, and make sure you check out our Discord, again link in the description below. We're going to be announcing our latest Shatterpoint event, of which you'll be able to play some Greef Karga. So if you needed any other reason, being able to play some Greef Karga is definitely up there with it. We're going to leave it there, guys, and as always, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, may the Force be with you.